Yeah, we're doing this today. Hello, hi, my name is Nate, in case you didn't know. I love starting videos off like that. It's such a different tone. This is a video I do every single year, and while it's a little bit late this year, I wanted to do it nonetheless. As most of y'all know, recently a new year has started, and I feel like I don't really have to reiterate myself, but there is a big stereotype behind, you know, New Year's resolutions. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna finally start working out like you said you have been for the past 6 years? Oh, I'm sure you will. Just stereotypical stuff like that. But every year I do a video where I make goals, right? Make goals for 2024. And if you're wondering where Power Wash Simulator plays into this, some of you already know, but I'll get into it in a second. A lot of us make goals for every time a new year starts. It's like a chance to redeem ourselves for our sad, crippling lives that we live that we think we can change, because trust me, we can't. But every year I do a video. I call it the beginning of the year, 2021, 2022, 2023, etc. And at the end of the year, I do a recap and see what we did. This year is going to be a little different though. This year, I'm not going to make a single goal. Not a single number will be said. Not a single goal will have been made for the rest of this year for this channel. For 2024, all I ask is that we sit down, relax, maybe grab some snacks if you're into that. And if you knew that reference, you are the greatest human being on this planet Earth, and I hope you severely know that. Severely, I don't think severely was the right adjective for that. Either way, not a single goal will have been made for this year. And if you're wondering why, because, you know, Nate, this is the time of year where you're supposed to have resolutions. You're supposed to make goals. This is your time to redeem yourself. I don't believe in New Year's resolutions. I truthfully believe that if you want to change, you can do that any day of the week, whether that's October 23rd, 2023, or January 1st. I mean, whatever day you decide to change, that's when you'll change. Not at the beginning of the year, not because there's, you know, an extra number on the end of the calendar, not because anything has changed, because trust me, just because the calendar changed does not mean you have. There's nothing new about you or the year. You can change on any old Sunday if you want to. But I mean, shoot, to those who have had New Year's resolutions and are staring at the screen like, you idiot, I've done a New Year's resolution and it's changed my life. Good for you. You took some initiative, all that good stuff. Hell yeah. But I am saying my point still stands. I don't have a single goal for this year. The only thing I wish for this year, or wish to ask from you guys for this year, just enjoy the ride. I'm done making empty promises. I'm done sitting here and saying things are going to happen when they won't. Instead, I'm going to keep my mouth shut. I'm going to keep my mouth shut, and I'm going to let my actions speak for me. Simple as that. And if some of y'all just cringed right there, that's cool. That's fine. If some of y'all are like, oh, he's doing it, that's also cool. That's also fun. Nah, I'm definitely doing a lot better. In the 2023 video, I didn't really talk about much that happened this year. That's because this year was kind of a train wreck, to say the least. And I feel like you hear that a lot from a lot of different people because, you know, oh, boo-hoo, it's been a year, yada yada, you're such a loser, ugh, shut up. Yeah, I know, you're overdramatic, whatever, shut up, I get it. It wasn't so much of a train wreck as it was kind of like a search. Not just for who I am, but also why I am here, what my purpose is, and all that deeper meaning stuff. Last year, I put way too many eggs in one basket. I had very unrealistic expectations for myself, and if you guys watched my December video, you know that that's the word of the month, expectation. And in that video, I said that you should set your expectations to the sky. Make them unbelievably high so that even if you miss them, you'll still end up somewhere among the stars, you know, however that saying goes. I still don't know how that saying goes. And I heavily believe in that. It's just I am very stubborn. And I'm a person that if I don't meet the expectation, it's not like oh, at least you got this. It's you failed. You didn't get anything worthy because you're not worthy of even second place. Why? It's first place or nothing for me, you know, do or die. I shoot for gold and only gold, and I think that's just kind of what's hindered me all these years, is the fact that I wasn't willing to accept second place. I wasn't willing to accept even third place, fourth place, especially not those. You know, I just wanted to be the best. And I've come to a point where I realize that's not what I need to do right now. My ego was way too high for my place in life. It was way too arrogant. That's just kind of was a common theme, and On top of that, I was struggling with trying to figure out who exactly I was, not just as a creator, but as a person. I did a whole thing about it, with yin and yang. It was kind of the battle between two sides of myself, where one just wanted to kind of sit back and become something great, take myself seriously, and stop treating myself like such a joke. And the other, is just the kid my mom raised, like I'm a fucking idiot. I'd act dumb, I crack jokes, I have fun. Side of me that loves playing video games with my friends, loves making people laugh. And truthfully, that side will never go away, which is why they fought so much, is just because there was that struggle for power, which one wanted to be, the main one, I guess. And there was a lot of that in the last, not even just in the last year, but the last 3 years. It's been a lot of who am I as a creator, and yin and yang is supposed to symbolize balance. You can have two. You can have both the bad and the good, both the serious and the funny, and etc., all that good stuff. And your solution might just be, why don't you do both? Why don't you take yourself seriously and crack jokes and all that? And my answer is, I couldn't do it. I just wasn't good enough. And I know that sounds self-deprecating, and that probably isn't, the best way to address that, but truth be told, I wasn't able to do what I wanted to do because my skill level just wasn't there. I wasn't able to handle it, and that's perfectly okay. I feel like what's going to happen in the next couple of months, I'm, again, not promising anything. I'm done with the empty promises. I'm sick of giving you guys empty promises. It hurts me almost as much as it hurts you, and it definitely disappoints me as much as it disappoints you. But I will say, what's going to happen in the next couple of months is definitely going to be a lot more laid back, a lot more fun, a lot more relaxed, a lot less stressful, a lot less tweaking about numbers, and a lot more just having fun. And on top of that, there are some other things in the works that I will not delve into, but they're projects that I'm very excited about, and I don't want to get too far into giving myself or giving you guys too much false hope about anything, because truthfully, that's just not what I'm in here for. But anyways, moving past that, some of y'all might have noticed I'm in a very different location. This is what I deem my office. I know, fancy. In reality, it's just the very back room of my grandma's house, so do with that information what you will. And if you're wondering why I am recording here, did you move? Like, are you living with your grandma now? What's going on? No, I still very much live where you guys saw my previous videos from, my house. This was just kind of a way for me to separate my work. I say work. I know this is gonna sound so. What's the word? There's a word I'm thinking for. It's not showing up in my brain. My brain hole is lacking. Counterintuitive. I know it's going to seem very counterintuitive to what I just said, very hypocritical to what I just said about this year being a lot more fun, next couple of months being a lot more fun. It is. I've definitely found a median, a balance, if you will, to what is fun, but also I still want to do this. I still really want to make stuff for the rest of my life. That's just what I want to do, and I take that seriously. So as a way for me to balance my work, quote unquote, if you guys want to call it that, that's what I call it, and my just regular healthy living life, because truth be told, for the last 3 years, there have been zero work-life balance. It's always just been the life I lived was a life of hectic, unscheduled, uncoordinated, nothing was coordinated, just hell. And that definitely needed to change, hence why I moved my stuff here. So no, I don't live here. I do come here after my actual job, my 9 to 5, and I work. I treat it like, and this is gonna sound again counterintuitive, shut up, I don't want to hear it. I treat it like it's a part-time job. I sit in, I feel like I'm clocking in sometimes, and I just sit down and I get to editing, I get to recording, I get to making stuff. And I feel like there's going to be some people who definitely disagree with this method and like, well, okay, you're treating your passion like a job again. It's only so long until you go down the rabbit hole again, Nate. Don't do that. Like, I know. I truthfully think what's been stopping me all these years from actually making stuff and being happy making stuff was the fact that I was putting too much pressure on myself and what happens if I don't succeed, I guess. Because a lot of my happiness was based off of, my probability of success, which was always low, and it is always low because this is a gaming YouTube channel. The literal bottom of the freaking barrel of possibility to succeed. especially to the extent that I've always dreamed, i.e. Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, Dan TDM, those who can just live comfortably for the rest of their life. The possibility is dang near zero. And I still try. And I still get extremely disappointed whenever I don't even remotely come close to that. When the possibility is dang near zero. Do you see my predicament? But this is just my way of making it feel more of like I'm trying. Because one of the biggest problems I had in 2023, and my closest friends will be able to tell you this, I felt like I wasn't trying enough. And boy, let me tell you, I went back and rewatched that day in the life, and holy crap, I was dying. I might as well have been drowning myself in a tub of lard with how much I was doing in a day and was suffocating under how much little time I had to do anything. I go back and I realize I was on a work high. Like, nothing was enough, and it's just because I was working with no direction. I was sporadic. I didn't have a plan. I didn't have anything other than just acting on emotion and praying that my shotgun blast of emotion would hit some sort of target that I was aiming for. And sometimes it did. Other times most of the time it definitely didn't. And truth be told, that's just kind of what sent me on that really, I hate to say depressive spiral. I've never been diagnosed with any sort of depression whatsoever, but shit, it's felt like it. But that's just how that went. I sucked, hated it, hated everything about it, and it got to a point where I genuinely wanted to quit YouTube. My own mindset made me hate the thing I loved the most, which is ridiculous, right? Like, you think nothing would be able to stand in my way of keep on loving this, but in the end of the day, I got greedy. I wanted this to be my success story of I've never have to work again a day in my life. And when I started this, I even said it like with my full chest. Even if I had to work a full-time job and I just got to do this to the extent of pushing my content to other people, like even if I could just do this without making money, but to the extent that those I dreamed I could end up being one day did, like with their inspiration, with their numbers, and just reaching that many people with their level of inspiration and entertainment and just making people's days better, I would have done it in a heartbeat without making a dime if I could have done it to the extent that they did it. They got to a point where I was like, it was all about money. It got all about succeeding and success, and my freaking hair is getting in my way. It was this obsession to get monetization that when I told you guys what the reason was behind it was just a checkpoint. That was true, but in reality, I definitely wanted to make money off of this. I definitely wanted this to be a career that I could chase. I definitely wanted this to be real. And so real, I got it tatted on me. I hate myself. But it just killed my love for this. It really did. And that's what caused me to just take a step back for a few months. I had to go find my fun again. Like, it was like I lost it. But yeah, I just had to take a couple of months, find any sort of happiness, find any sort of just fun things that I could do, find my spark again, get re-inspired. I needed a vacation, if you would. Like, some sort of vacation, honestly. I think that's just truthfully what I needed. I'm trying to make it all spiritual and stuff, and in reality, it's like, bitch, you needed a break. That's what you needed. Oh, God, this is disgusting. But yeah, fast forward a few months, I went to Arizona, California. I saw the ocean for the first time. I met my online friends for the first time. That's truthfully what did it. It was the fact that I saw these people that cared about me, and if you guys watched Rock Bottom, the whole point of that video was I felt like I was so alone. I'm not. Which is so crazy. Like, I'm not alone. And for the longest time I felt like it because I was suffocating myself with the work and just expectations that I couldn't reach. And it's crazy how much I look back and I realize I was the problem. And all of that for almost no reward. I definitely regret working that. No, I don't. I don't say I ever regret anything. You learn from it, and I definitely learned not to push myself to that extent, unless there's some sort of plan. No more sporadic grinding for no reason other than this is the only way. I have to grind. Then they'll love me. They'll give me subscribers and likes and views and boobs. What? My improv is not good. On top of that, I was also, speaking of which, with the bad improv, I was also very concerned that I just wasn't a good entertainer and that this wasn't the life for me. Because, truthfully, I find myself to be a very deep-thinking person. I wanted to go to school for engineering. I love making stuff, especially with my hands. Like, I did woodworking for a very long time. I wanted to go to school for architectural design, but in reality, if I try to open a book again for school reasons, I would probably actually blow my brains out, and they cut that out. And, so much so that I sometimes felt diminished by my own content. I would do things that wasn't really me. I would say things like, I would emulate a lot of creators that say stuff that I wouldn't really truthfully say. And I feel like if there's any promise that I can make for the year of 2024, any promise at all, it's going to involve the word try. The word try is so important in this promise. And the reason for that being, I'm going to try and make this the year that you guys see NateMG as NateMG. No off-brand Markiplier. There's probably going to be a little bit of there. And I'm not promising that you're not going to see a little bit of your favorite YouTubers in there because, truth be told, we all grew up on the same YouTubers. I'm an amalgamation, baby. I don't know what you want me to say. I'm going to try my best to have fun, just be me, and show you all who NateMG was supposed to be from the beginning. That's all I have to say for this year. And I felt like I had to say it playing frickin' Power Wash Simulator. As I'm talking about not emulating Markiplier, I'm literally doing his method of talking while playing Power Wash Simulator. Why? Because he's right. It's really relaxing. I'm not saying I'm completely giving up on, actually trying to become something bigger, trying to turn my career into a career. I'm not saying I'm giving up on that at all. I can never make that promise because, truth be told, I'm never giving up on this. I love making stuff. I love making videos. I love making people laugh. That's one of my favorite things ever, is making someone laugh. It makes me feel accomplished and gives me some little meaning in life. So I'll never give up on that. However, I don't want it to become too much of a corporate thing, so you're going to definitely see a lot more of a work-life balance actually coming into play. I also have more trips planned. I have so much exciting stuff planned, and I'm very excited to share it with you guys. In fact, my laptop is open right here with a Discord chat about one of these very exciting things that's going to happen in March that you probably won't see until like May or something. I don't know. I mean, shoot, I'm not going to be able to do this whole freaking place. I'm only 50% on the way, and I started on 6%, so let me see. What points did I talk about here? There are no numbers set for the end of 2024. I have no goals to set in terms of that other than I will try to be me. At checkout, I don't know. Maybe I missed something. Maybe I did actually and accidentally make a goal. My bad. Here's to 2024. Rise above, motherfuckers. Remember, you're human. And I'll see you all in the next one. Adios.